This is Calamus Marks the Spot. I'm Calamus, a middle-aged mom from the South.
And I'm Liv, a younger asthmatic girly from the city. And this is a mental health podcast from the South to the city, where we talk about religion, our trips and experiences, and it'll be full of triggers. And your Calamus today.
Okay, so I was cleaning this pool. It was an in-ground pool. And I got there real excited, and I put my keys down on the side, on the concrete around the pool. And then I got my cleaning machine and started cleaning. And the cord knocked my keys into the pool. So then I couldn't leave their house because I couldn't find my keys. And I had to call an Uber to come get me to take me home so I could get keys to drive my truck away from their house. And it took me a week to find my keys in their pool.
Okay, I have a few questions. Was it green? You couldn't see inside of the pool?
It was green.
Okay, this makes more sense. That is such a calamus.
Yes. Speaking of calamises, today we have my brother, my younger brother. So Thomas, welcome. Thomas is 5 years younger than me, so he's still middle-aged.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, how are you guys?
So good. So we have some questions for you. Now, we've already gone through these questions together, me and Katie. So we're really excited to get your perspective on some of these questions.
All right. Hit me.
So the first one is your perspective of parental / familial alienation regarding the cult we were in.
I hadn't thought about it as much as everyone else, I realized lately. I didn't notice or feel that way because I didn't notice anything.
Okay, can you talk about more of how you didn't notice anything?
I didn't think about them super hard as I didn't think about them a lot.
Your parents.
Yeah. Like in that way, like I didn't have anything to like criticize them against, or like, I don't know. I didn't really want them to I didn't really want to talk to them a bunch. And so it didn't seem like I was like getting left out or anything. I don't know. I didn't get any of that. I didn't feel that way.
Little though, it didn't like scare you that you were going to do something and then they weren't going to talk to you?
No. I really didn't. Like, I didn't think that way. I thought I really didn't think. That's the thing, is I'm realizing, like, I didn't really think that much about it. Like, I guess I thought about being in trouble, but like not any more than anyone else was in trouble. They were just getting in trouble for other things. Like, but I didn't worry about it too much. No. I worried about jerking off being bad a bunch when I was little.
Like, about what? Jerking off?
Yeah, they made me scared of that.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Were you were gonna go blind?
No, that like it was a bad thing. So like it made me. I sweated a bunch.
Okay, and so you didn't get in trouble? Is that what you're trying to say?
I did not get in trouble almost ever.
Okay.
I can remember being in trouble like twice, 3 times in my life. Like that stand out to me.
But Thomas, I have realized just recently, since we've been talking recently, is that I don't have any memories of Thomas either. Yeah. Thomas has a touch of the tism, and he was mostly just lining stuff up away somewhere.
Like, but was I getting in trouble? I don't remember getting in trouble.
I mean, I remember that one time Mama made you wear a uniform to school because you changed pants at school.
Yeah, one. And then I got in trouble another time because of a girl. Because I got drunk and called her house and left a message on her cell phone, and it was her family's cell phone.
What did it say?
Oh, I was shit-faced. I was like 16, and it was the first time I ever got drunk, and like I uh oh God, I can't remember. Embarrassing shit. So embarrassing that I was able to convince them that it was a joke, that I wasn't actually drunk because it was so over the top. But they took me in the back room and played it for me.
Oh no.
Yeah. We all played it in front of everyone of us. And then it was so bad that I was able to be like get out of it by being like, obviously it's a joke. Like, how could that be serious? That's how bad it was. It was bad.
Wow, that's so impressive.
But
Really impressive.
by the time I started getting in trouble, I just bounced.
What was your third one?
The pants thing was a big deal. She flipped the shit about that.
And what
And,
happened?
and slow rolled me. I I went to school, got pants from a kid at gym, and they were Jinkos, so they were huge and ridiculous looking. And I, for some reason, thought she wouldn't notice. And so I went to wear them home, and she immediately, when I got in the car, was like, "What's the deal? What the fucking is the deal with those?" And I was like, I didn't realize she was going to say anything, so I wasn't prepared in the least. And I was like, "Oh, I got like something on my other pants." And so she was like, "Okay," and like act like she wasn't mad. And then slow rolled me when we got home. She just opened my bag and was like, "Yeah," and like I can't remember what she did, but I can't remember if she I feel like she smashed me when she opened my bag. Oh, and then the other time besides the pants was we went to see Cool Runnings, the bobsled Jamaican bobsled movie.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 14 or 15, so I was too old. I felt I was like annoyed to be there, and I sat in the row behind them and like pouted. And when I got up, we like she was facing me and I got I was like, well, that sucked. And she like turned her hip over and like slapped the shit out of me, like hard as fuck. Like caught me way deep too, so it was basically just palmed my jaw. Like I mean, and no hesitation. I didn't even get out the word sucked all the way. And I mean, and it was kind of dark still. So it was kind of, she slapped the fuck out of me. And then just didn't talk to me the whole ride home.
Because you used that
That was
word?
the only time I thought I was in trouble. And that was a shithead thing to be like. But, yeah. So Snow Dogs, the Jinko pants, and um, the drunk time. That was it.
I'll tell
Yo,
you that smack kid is really hard, and she would smack the shit out of you. I cannot tell you how many fat lips I had, and I didn't realize until I had kids, like I can't just smack the shit out of my kids across their face. Like it.
but imagine two more. You think you could if there were two more?
You know what? My kids were always much calmer when there was five of them. I had five a lot when they were little.
That's nuts. That's terrifying.
No,
Um,
it's definitely them and their generation and how much they probably got smacked. It just was like probably a little less than them. And then our time now, it's like, I can't imagine punching you in the face because I didn't like something you said in our family. Like, what?
she slapped me quick and good.
You didn't even get the whole thing out. I just don't understand like how that warrants harassment to you, like your whole face.
Well, because Cool Runnings is a cute movie.
How dare you?
Yeah.
They worked really hard on that film. Okay. How was it being a man in the cult?
Oh, once again, didn't think about being a boy a lot or being a man or any of that jazz. My
So you
dad
did
wasn't really macho or anything like that, so I don't feel like I didn't think about that almost ever or at all actually.
so you didn't notice like the unfairness from women to men.
Cool, because I didn't want to participate in anything in the religion that it seemed like lucky. It didn't seem like biased. Like, and I didn't feel like those guys had any power. Like the elders never seemed, it always seemed ridiculous that they were there at all. So like they didn't seem extra or different to me. And so it didn't even matter that it was only boys. Like who'd want to do that? It'd be weird. And I didn't think
See,
of it as
we were privileged, and we thought you were privileged.
yeah, no, I was terrified. I was annoyed I had to do like stuff like the mics and shit like that and like all that extra stuff. That was stupid. I hated that. So no, I didn't think about it like that. I, and in my mind, like comparatively to other religions, they did participate a lot more than other religions in my mind. Like, because other religions, even now, like Buddhism and shit like that. I remember in Asia, like the nuns, like monks have like like 1,000 rules, and the nuns had like 3,000. They had like an extra 2,000 rules, and like shit like that. And so like even that there were like that Mama gave talk, because I feel like Mama was so active in it that she seemed like she was doing just as much as uh everyone else. And I don't feel like they super made us scared of the elders either. Like I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was silly.
Your family didn't make you super scared of the elders, or your
Uh,
church?
no, I feel like they didn't make me like extra afraid of them or anything. The church definitely tried to do a good job of making you scared of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I just don't feel like they. I feel like comparatively to other people, like they were certainly worried about it, but I don't think that made me like scared or like made them seem like extra powerful or anything, like they had anything different. Um, but yeah, I think that way, like it very clearly is, and obviously that way, and is very blatantly biased. I thought it was more ridiculous they gave part of their money to them. I was always like, what is that? That's the part that I was like, whoa, how do they get you to do that?
So, what about dating in the cult, dating outside of the cult? How did that go for you?
I uh it's hard to remember. I remember so I was so oblivious to it. I remember I didn't date anyone while I was in the religion.
What
It's
about
not
men?
true. I remember Miss Erica Holland.
Oh, you count that? I don't I don't even remember that. Like I was how old was I? Oh shit,
16.
yeah, I guess huh? Yeah, 15.
16.
I don't remember that. I remember making out with her. No, this is gonna. I don't want to be mean. The only thing I remember about her is a mean thing.
Well, who is she? Who you drunk called?
No, I drunk called. Who was that? I can't think of her name.
And you didn't date her?
No, but I got in trouble for feeling her up on the way back from Six Flags.
What's the Erica story you don't want to count?
Because I didn't remember even dating her, and I definitely don't. The only thing I remember about her is I was gonna break up with her at my grandparents, and we were making out in that furthest back room, and she had bad breath because I was trying to because I liked this redhead girl that we had after we had moved, and so I told her like we can't date anymore, and she's like, well, we can still make out then, and I was like, okay, but she had bad breath. That's all I remember.
Oh my goodness. When did you get out of the cult? I need a timeline.
It's so hard to remember timeline. It really is. That's a hard one.
Did you ever get baptized?
I I was thinking about that the other day. Did because I remember unless me and Joey got baptized together,
Twins.
I didn't. Because I remember him getting baptized, but I do not remember being baptized, but I kind of I can make a memory of it, but we saw it so many times that I can't remember if I did, but if I did, it was at the convention?
Of course. Isn't that where you
Oh, that's
always
the only
do
place they did? Oh, okay. I can't remember. Well, then, yeah, then I can't remember if I just
it?
like went backstage, like went back with Joey, or if I get baptized? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I would have been gone by then. Maybe you did it at Salisbury and you just went in the back and held his towel. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for real. I think I just like went with him because he was young. I remember he was little when he did it.
But Mama made me get baptized with, well, she made Elizabeth get baptized with me, and I got baptized when I was 11.
Then that's probably about right. That's probably something I just don't remember it. It was probably hyper embarrassing. Everything about the religion, everything about that whole thing was hyper embarrassing always to me, like the utmost.
Tell her about going in service.
That I remembered I used because service mate this was the worst by far. Like it was my least favorite thing by a long shot. It seemed outrageous that we did that,
Yeah.
and I used to try my best, and it made it look good because it made it seem like I wanted to do it myself. But I would try to split up from people so I could go to the door myself, so I could fake knock. I had it like down to a pat where I could make it look like I knocked, but like I would just like not quite touch the door and wait a few seconds and bell. And I perfected the out of that. Like, and either people noticed and just never said anything, or I never got caught. I had a flawless record, but I would fake knock everywhere. I didn't know somebody come to the door. And if somebody did come to the door and I was alone, I'd be like, "I'm so sorry. I just need to leave this box." Like, I was like, I know. It's just like, no, you don't want this. This is embarrassing, brother. Just let me get out of here. That was my go-to.
Did you ever ask anybody
But
for money, like for a donation
fuck,
or to pay for it?
fuck, no. I was just like, please just let me put this on the porch. Like, I was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, let me get out of here. I'm not joking. You think I'm exaggerating. That was literally what I'd be like. I'd be like, I'm sorry. I realize this sucks. I don't like this either. Please just let me leave this. That's all, that's all I need to do. Like, no, if I was alone, I would level with people so straight. Like, and it's so funny to think of me as because I was little. I was probably little because I remember doing it in West Virginia, and so I know I was little because like whatever. And I remember being like that way with people. Like seriously, I get it. I'm so sorry. I want to bounce as bad as you. Like that's literally how I approached it the whole time. I never actually tried to talk to anyone ever once, unless I was in front of somebody and that was my nightmare. And I just did that same repeated speech because it was. I remember writing talks like when we had to do like those little weird like make a talk for a portion of a Bible verse, and I had a joke that was like every single talk I just labeled it trust in God and made the verse work somewhere around that and used the same speech over and over and over and over and over because I couldn't get myself to make up shit about the Bible.
Okay, I have so many questions. How old was how old was Little?
For West
Oh,
Virginia?
how old was I in West Virginia? Yeah, probably like 10 or so, maybe
Yeah,
even littler.
that. Yeah, I was gonna say 8. So yeah, somewhere around that.
Dang.
So
Oh,
on the
and
way
South
to South
Dakota.
Dakota, he was small enough that he laid on the seat and cried like this for 6 days. So he was little.
You don't remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember South Dakota. I was sick. I was nerve wracked, sick. Like, I knew we shouldn't have been going and doing that in front of Native Americans. I was like, this is wrong, and I didn't know why exactly, and I didn't know how to articulate it, and no one really talked about it. But I knew it was weird, and that we had to have all this special rules. Like, see, it is because when we got there, like they explained to us like not looking like all this extra shit. I was like, see, like, like I was right, like we shouldn't be doing this. This is weird. And I knew it the whole way. And it literally, she's not joking. I threw up the whole way because yeah, I hated that shit. Like it was like my least favorite thing. And then like on top of an atrocity.
Okay, and then you making a talk around a Bible verse, is that a family thing or a church
No,
thing?
like it's made everyone do it. Like because when we did like the little talks you'd have to give in the back room, they would just like it wasn't really a talk. It was just like you read a Bible verse, but then you had to say a little something around it. Like you had to have like an opening and a closing. There was like a format you had to follow or something. I can't remember good because I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day, like I wasn't paying attention while I was doing it, and then once I dipped, I didn't think about it ever again once. So like it's really hard to remember. Like, but I remember giving those little weird talk. I thought of them as talks, but I probably didn't have to talk that much. But I remember having to write a little like weird like introduction or something or a conclusion. And yeah, I used the same literally like I would just copy paste if I had to copy paste it.
Yeah, so those little talks in the back, my memory of those are as soon as the door closes, I start having an asthma attack because it's made of carpet in that room and there's no airflow. So I don't actually know what goes on in this room for very long because I have to be escorted so that I can breathe.
You and Mama?
Can I tell you? Like 7 years ago, I went to Houston for a wedding. It was outside, and I sat down at this wedding, and my ex was in the wedding, and I didn't really know anybody. So I'm like pretty much here by myself, and I'm sitting there, and it's so fucking humid in Houston. I'm like having a hard time breathing, and I'm sitting on an aisle seat by myself. I'm like, I'm mama right now. I got mint in my purse, I got my inhaler, I got my tissue, and I'm about to fucking cough in front of everybody. And as soon as she comes out to go down the aisle, I'm like, and I'm like, inhale. I was like, motherfuck.
You wouldn't have been mama unless you stood up and then stomped as loud as you could down the aisle while you were inhaling more air than anyone else in the building was sitting to cough at the top of your lungs.
You are so right. And that's what I was trying not to be mama. I was like, oh no, I'm about to be mama and this is not going to be good. So yeah, I didn't know anything about those back rooms, which
Okay,
I felt so lucky to be exempt from. Like, no, Olivia can't go in those back rooms anymore. And I'm like, yes, one more thing I don't have to do.
What about turning in time? Did you ever turn in time, Thomas?
I feel like that's something Mother did for me. I definitely don't remember turning in time, and we had to have fudged the numbers. There's no way around it.
No way.
But I never pioneered or did anything extra like that. No.
Oh yeah. So were you just like out of it when you moved out, or did you decide like I'm not gonna do this?
Because we've been arguing for a minute, and I just packed all my stuff in a car and dipped one night. Like
18?
I'd have to go back through like I would. I really would. Because when I first ran away, I lived with this girl, Ashley Lanza, in Aiken for a second.
You would have had to been 18. They wouldn't have let you leave if you weren't 18.
Yeah, but I had been staying with Hannah before that. It's from like whatever through 17. I was bouncing around and staying with that girl a lot in Harlem. Like, I don't even know what they thought I was doing. I can't remember what I told them I was doing, but I lived with her for like a year.
Yeah, that feels really lucky that you got to like dip your toes out because fucking rude.
I can't remember why it was that. I remember I got caught because Jason's the one who ratted me out because her dad did countertops and frosting kitchen did cabinets, and somehow they crossed on jobs and somehow talked to each other and somehow got to that. Me and her dated, and then somehow got to that I had been staying there. And
it always gets out. That's the motto. Tell all your friends.
But that was a sweet one because Jason called me and was like, "You can't come to like Bible study anymore." And I was like, "Dope. This seems like a good time to bounce." And I did.
How did I win?
Wow. Like, what? All you had to do was live with a girl for a year? Damn. Okay. Because I stayed in my car for a long time too, and then I rode. And then I rode trains for a minute for like almost 2 years in a row. And that time period's hard to remember too. It was the only time period I drank.
I thought my time periods were fucked up. I love this.
Yeah. So like somewhere between 17 and 21, I got done riding trains. So like, yeah. So somewhere between 17 and 19. Damn, I swear I was still 17 because they let me get my license when I was like, no, they just let me drive. They let me drive when I turned 14 till I could get my license when I was like, whenever I got my license, that was really timed up when I bounced too.
They want to make sure you have plenty of practice before you were getting
yeah.
Have you ever been back since, like to Memorial or anything?
Not even close. No, I didn't go to Mama Papa's funeral. I didn't do any of that shit. I didn't get close.
Who really did go?
Tell you my experience at both of their funerals. Well, now I didn't get invited to Papa's funeral, but Papa Bentley's funeral, nobody did. But for Mama Robinson's funeral, I walked in and my niece said, "I didn't think you'd be invited here." And then for my other grandmother's funeral, they saved a seat for me and my kids, but not Brandon, and he was with me. So we had to sit not with the family.
So close.
Rude. See, no, I avoided all that. No. I remember when people called me to be like, "Hey, they died. There's a funeral," and I was like, "Yeah." And somebody tried to guilt trip me about not coming to Mama Bentley's funeral. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, what? Like crazy talk. Like, no chance. Like, it's wild you're all going to that. That's how I felt about it.
How? Why?
Because she was a horrible racist person,
Hmm.
nice to any of us, and was she called the fucking city because Spanish people moved in next door. And then people went to
Okay.
the funeral? No. No, she shit her pants everywhere she went and was racist. Why did people go to her fucking funeral?
Do you remember that she opposed the park across the street because she didn't want to hear all the loud kids laughing?
Yeah, that. And then we went to her funeral. No.
How did two people with those types of parents get married? I guess that's why. That's exactly why. I'm
Have you
appalled.
seen their wedding picture? They're like,
No. Um, Thomas, were there things you thought were normal until you got out of the cult?
No. I was hyper aware of how unnormal it was. I guess no. Okay, okay. See, mine were backward. Mine wasn't everything about the cult for sure always seemed berserk and weird and no, didn't seem normal and then not seem normal. The one place I did notice it though was um mom and daddy didn't fight in my memory. I could not remember them fighting ever. Ever. And I remember the first time I started going and hanging out with people at their house and like staying longer time. Um
Dustin
uh
McHale.
yeah, Mikhail. I stayed at his house when they moved closer to us, and I remember them all getting in the most wild, like screaming fight. And then, like 10 minutes later, we ate dinner. And the juxtaposition of going from them screaming like that, because I'd never been around that, to just then eating dinner and acting plain was super wild. And I was like, okay, that's like berserk. And then when I ran away, I stayed with this girl who her dad was legitimately in the mob, or her stepdad was legitimately in the mob, and they would get in nutty ass fights. And then, like I said, same thing. Like they'd like scream and like threaten each other and like physically fight, and then we'd eat spaghetti. And it was super weird to get used to. And so that was one weird thing, like how calm it seemed, and like also too, because like I said, I didn't get in trouble. So like I remember other people in the family being in trouble, but I was always just like skirting around. Like I didn't even hang out while they were in trouble. I didn't know why anyone was in trouble.
Do you remember what happened to that family? Were
The
your
I have no
friends?
no, I've no. I remember his older brother robbed a bank.
He robbed a bank. He's doing better now. But you remember the father of the family had a bad stroke on stage, and he
Yep.
did like this, and he said, "My right arm is hurting." And so my mom, because he did like this and he was grabbing his left arm, she noticed that something was wrong with him, and she went back and called 911. And the next meeting, he had a horrible stroke. He was never the same after. And she got talked to because women shouldn't be the ones that call 911. And she
Oh,
overstepped her bounds by doing that. And he, after that stroke, he was real mean. And his wife just kept giving him more antidepressants. Like she just kept upping the dose until he got so sick one day he fell off the lawnmower and almost ran himself over. And they were like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Well, I was giving him 500 of these." And they were like, "No." She almost killed him.
Oh my God.
Good. Good stuff.
Great family
yeah.
stuff. Well, I'm thoroughly impressed at you blocking everything out and skirting the whole family, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, no, and I didn't. The whole family thing never really struck with me. Not that it didn't feel like family, but like why we treated those people any different than any other people. Like if a stranger acted like my mom, no one would fuck with her. Like you'd be like, whoa, what a terrible old lady. But because she was somebody's mom, we were like, oh, well, she gets like a weird pass. And like same thing with the whole rest of the family. Like, would I mess with you as a person? Well, probably not, you weirdo. So like, I don't know. That was about it.
So mama and daddy never pressured you to do more. Like you don't feel like you were ever expected to like pioneer or nothing.
No, I don't remember that. I remember them bitching about my hair. I was in trouble for lame stuff. I was in trouble for I don't know. No, maybe because I was out there fake knocking on all those doors. I don't know. No, I don't remember that. Like, I definitely don't remember being forced, like, pushed into anything. I remember them asking me about braces. They were like, "You want braces?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And they're like, "All right." I remember them being like, "Do you want to go to college?" And I was like, "Nah." And they were like, "Chill, no problem. Take it easy, boy." Like, they never brought up again. Like, they didn't care. Like, I don't know. They were just kind of like, "Ah, whatever." Like, but also too, I'm notorious for not paying attention. And so maybe they were, and I was just like blasting over that. I don't know. Um, I remember that girl Sasha from Aiken. I remember my mom telling me like she's trying to flirt with you, like stupid, like you like because I was like no, like she just wants to hang out. She's my friend. Quit being stupid. You're a weirdo. And then the first time I went to chill with her alone, she immediately tried to kiss me, and I was like, bitch. I was like, I was like, it's like she was right. It's like, damn it.
Okay, I think that explains a lot.
She's somewhere with a therapist talking about the first guy she tried to kiss.
It sounds like they just kind of like they were like, yeah, Thomas, he's good. It's fine. Let him. He's fine. We got plenty more kids.
And also too, while everyone else was being bad and trying to do weird stuff, I was riding a little kid's bike for like 8 hours a day behind a Target. So I don't know.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was being a dork.
Okay, how do you feel about people who are still drinking the Kool-Aid?
Oh, it seems psycho, especially since the rule changes.
Yes.
It was like if you can still hang on after that and be like, oh well, this was normal. This is like it's like okay, well they just like and no, I'm mostly pissed. I wore a tie for that long, and now you
Yeah.
can just fucking wear a button up, suck my dick, like you bunch of fakers. I want to go protest, like die or you're gonna die, like something like that, like West Baptist, but for them, like no, dude, you got to put that tie on, motherfucker. Like I remember in the car to church with my fingers in between my neck of like that kind of thing and my throat because it gave me such crazy like anxiety to have a tie tied that like I would ride to the meeting like my tucked between there and there because like I couldn't like yeah to like prepare myself for not being able to do that during the meeting. Maybe going to the bathroom, not even use the bathroom, just to undo my tie and like stand for a second and then I put my top button and pull it back up. Like I couldn't even sit through a whole meeting with it.
Okay,
Like
the
oh, yeah.
bathrooms was the place to be. Now the bathrooms were my.
Yeah. Now that you're making me think about it, at the Huntersville Hall, I got in trouble all the time in the bathroom. Yeah, we would be in there playing like motherfuckers. I was
Wait.
climbing all over the place. I
I
remember we got one time John Alden came in and me and Dustin were both standing on each of the sinks, like each of the pedestal sinks, facing outward, like not being just like standing up there, like we were both jumping off, like trying to catch the bathroom door across from us, but like we both got sink, and he was just like he didn't say anything. He was just like looked at us and like we jumped down, and like and we ran out, and he never told on us.
Amazing.
Like
He was probably drunk and thought he was hallucinating. He probably didn't remember.
I was like, oh shit.
Monkey's in the bathroom. Okay.
Do you want to explain your fear of children to us?
Ooh, yeah. Um, and well, not fear of children. I don't hang out with old people or children. I never have my whole life. I don't know how to interact with them. I have nothing to talk to them about. No, I'm a straight white person in white male in America. Like that's the only thing that could get me. Like it's like the only fear I have. Like yeah, it's always been terrifying. Responsibility is my nightmare, and a kid is just
He's
like I had a panic attack when Katie came and dropped the puppy off, like the first time, like just because like the small amount of responsibility that would take. Because I asked for the puppy, she didn't just drop it on. I said we want to hang out that, and still just that much responsibility crumbled me. And no, yeah, children scared the shit out of me. Well, it's not really a prospect, but Yeah, that even being a thing has always terrified me. And now, like literally, it's the only thing that happened to me that would really, I don't think I could handle. Um, Nightmare. Like I'm not like I think I'm more scared of babies than I was than like tigers. Don't know.
I love
Like,
that.
um, but yeah, no, it frightens the hell out of me that I couldn't do. It's like there's not much I don't think I couldn't do. I feel like I couldn't do like at all, and I know I could not do that at all. It's horrifying. Yeah, the responsibility level, and I'm so selfish. Like I cannot compromise. I don't like regulation of any kind or any kind of mediation or um
When is your birthday and how are you married?
what?
Well, wait, I'll take this one. His birthday is June 3rd, and he's married to
Oh,
probably the sweetest person on the face of the earth. That's how he's married.
it fuck you up. Yeah, it fucks me up, and it would fuck you up, and it fucks most people up. She is insanely sweet, and we really the marriage thing, like why we're together is because she's the sweetest person in the world. But like why we got married is hilarious, and because we don't, neither one of us really believe in it or have feelings about it at all. Um, it was that her parents are quite wealthy, and but and not that they don't like me, but like they don't like how we live. So, well, basically, we were doing it. We were like, when we came through during COVID, they were being wild. Like, they really got sucked into it super hard and like made a big deal about it. And like, we were traveling at the time, like, and we went to buy their house. They like gave us a hard time about like not doing like the normal thing or whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that was living so loose. Like, this is why you don't do that because then you don't have like the safety checks they thought they had. But on the drive back to Georgia, we were like, well, shit, I'll show them normal. We'll get married. Like, because the whole thing was we were like, like we can just get like we'll get married, then they'll have to give us money. Like it was a spite marriage. Like we were seriously like we joked about it. And we're like, yeah, this will get them. Like they'll have to give us a like throw us a wedding, and like her grandparents are ultra wealthy. Um, and that's who we were trying to get money out of. And then we did the whole thing. Like we got married like completely legally and like did it all, like did the whole thing up good. Like out of paperwork, they couldn't like be like they got fake married. And then they just threw us the ultimate curveball and just ignored it. So like we got married and then got no like six. When I say no money, I'm not zero. Like they gave us like nothing. Like they completely ignored it because it was during COVID, so we couldn't have a wedding in Oregon. And yeah, it backfired on us terribly. And now we're we're still married. And because we fucked up and got married in South Carolina, but we're from Colorado and still have legal residence in Colorado, it's like not impossible, but it's very difficult to get divorced.
Okay, great. That answers
Like,
my questions.
yeah, so we're on paper we're only married for spite and uh, we're in love because she's very, very, very incredibly sweet.
Okay, great. Now, do you want to do a mom moment?
Oh, okay. So here's the thing about being a mom. There's dinner every night, and no one thinks about this nearly enough. That you get to where you hate food, and you just it's I don't know that no one told me that you will get into the kitchen and just cuss and just not want to eat anything because you're tired of fucking dinner every fucking night and you got to make it every night. And my kids help me and probably make dinner 2 or 3 nights a week, and it's still too much. Too much.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you want kids, you need to make yourself a 3-course dinner every night for a month, and then reassess.
I love that mom moments are slowly turning into if you want kids, listen to this.
Get
If
it?
like your talent and money was not an issue, what is one job that you like think you would really love to have?
Really love to have?
Yes.
No, no, none. There's like I got to do dream jobs. Like I literally got to grow like make drugs for a job, and I would not. It's the job. It's that whole like saying doesn't hit with me. I think that's bullshit.
He's like the memes that say like, oh, what's your
Okay, because
dream job? I don't dream of working. I don't dream of labor.
or not even labor, even even like I said, yeah, like even grow like I love cannabis, and I've got to work in the capacity where I didn't even have to do physical labor. I just got to tell people to do like I got to oversee huge farms. I got to work in every capacity of it. And no, having to go there, like I always said the thing, like if my job was petting ponies, I'd wake up in the morning and be like, fuck those ponies. Like I don't I don't want to do that.
Okay,
Um,
now we do know that responsibility is your nemesis, so that makes more sense.
100%. And two, like even when we like even camming, we don't have to do that. It's just for fun and like a little extra money here and there. And still, like that is literally just
It's about to be over.
it's it doesn't it doesn't it gets it still has that aspect of like I don't know, because you have to or because you need to, because there's some responsibility, even that amount. No, it gets me. There is no job. Like that's ridiculous.
To be fair, there's two things that I've known since you boys were little, you and Joey. I've always known Joey was gay. And you have always said, when I ever asked you what you want to be when you grew up, he's always said a bum, since he was a little boy. What do you want to be when you grow
Really?
up? A bum.
Yeah. I used when I was in Denver, I rode my bike to work every day for a year, and I used to have to ride through this park, and I would literally be angry, envious when I would go early in the morning to go do brunch, and the bums would be sleeping. They would move their bags out into the sun, and so they were just laying in sleeping bags in the sun. I would get like lucky pieces of shit, like because like when I streeted up, I didn't do it like because I had to. I did it for like fun, and I thought it was fun, and I didn't have a bad time living on the street. Like when I was traveling and riding trains, like I had a good time, and it was the most relaxing thing in the world. And uh, yeah, I would literally ride through. It was Cheeseman Park. I ride through Cheeseman Park and be like stupid ass. And then I remember one morning I was late to work because I was like fuck that, and I stopped and laid in the park with them. I'm like, I have to go to work. He's not better than me. But yeah, no, like, that's funny you say that. I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I don't want to do anything.
That's
I want to do what I want, exactly what I want to do.
okay. Well, I have quite the opposite dream is that I would love to know how to like fucking code and make websites and fix websites because I've heard how much fucking money you can make from just diddling a website and like fixing it and cleaning it up. You can like buy them for like $3,000 and sell them for like $30,000. And it's just like in your fucking spare time because you know about numbers in a computer and technology. Like, motherfucker.
Not anymore with AI. You're roasted. You're like, you
Hey,
just missed
it
it.
would have worked in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, how much of that is true? In my lifetime, I look back and I'm like, oh, like, that would have worked out fine. Yeah, no, college is one thing I regret. Like, if I would have known that yeah, what I would have liked and what I would want to do, I would have went first. I would have, there was a obvious path at the time period. It seemed like that's ridiculous. What the hell would I do with that? And
It,
then I would have known drugs would be so accessible, and in pharmaceuticals, it would have been like, yeah, it'd been
yeah,
fine.
if someone nurtured your skills for 5 seconds.
I didn't like chemistry when I was little. Jesus Christ, didn't like that till I was 30.
No, it didn't have to be chemistry. It could have been anything.
Oh well, except for I
I could
couldn't
have been a
compare.
fucking backup dancer, okay?
I thought your cheerleading routine, Olivia. Let's not go that far.
Oh, I'm done. Okay, now it's time for Liv's Loose Lips, and we're opening with your job, Thomas. What are your jobs?
Right now, I me and Lindsay started taking pictures. Like, well, we've been taking pictures for 8 years, and
Like
then
selling pictures for somebody.
really for the longest time, just for fun. I met Lindsay when I was dating Amy, and so when we got together, we all three dated for like the first 9 months, and me and Amy had just started making content and like yeah, doing small like stuff because it was when shit, that was when I can't remember what format we were using, but it was when something that doesn't exist anymore was doing. But we used to do like I think it was Craigslist stuff. People would ask. I did no, we would post stuff somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but I got very popular for in gay the gay circle. for feet pictures. It's been very specifically gay feet pictures. I got lots of hilarious requests, and when we all three got together, we had just moved out to a really big farm, and at that time we were mostly just taking pictures for ourselves and like sharing for fun and stuff like that. And when the opportunity arose, we would make stuff for particular content. But we started camming, and like I'd never done like live camming before that really, because I don't know why. It's funny when she shows you like Jesus Christ, like why haven't we been doing this for the whole time? We've been wasting a lot of time because we don't like interacting with people a lot. Like the human interaction is tedious at best. Yeah, the camming has been fun recently, and that's what we've been doing.
And hey, making money off of it. I love it.
Yeah, and just for fun, and just for ourselves, we have a ridiculous amount of pictures from the past,
Oh yeah,
a
you can
year.
recycle through them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of making money, I was like, hey, I'm single. I like doing it. And so why not get money and do it? So I went on a sugar daddy website to like see what that was like. And you can lower the age on that bitch. So you're not dealing with creepy old men, right? And I was like, oh, this is fine. This person is attractive. This is great. I we went out to dinner first, and it was lovely. Got to go to a Mastro Steakhouse, so fancy. And it was lovely. It was like a good date, a person I would want to go on a date with. And then the next time he's like, can we just meet at a hotel? And I was like, okay. So I told all of my friends where I was going, where the hotel was. Everyone got my location. But I was like, I think it's fine. Like he's going through a divorce. He just moved out. He lives with his kids sometimes. So I was like, it's his first time too. It was really perfect. And so it was my first time too. So you go to the hotel. I'm talking romance novel. Romance novel. Some of the greatest. And I'm like, well, this is fantastic. And so the next time I just went to his house, in my Uber home, I just smelled like sex. It was so bad. It was so bad. And it was like 2 a.m. And it was just ratchet. And this girl had her windows down and she was about to put them up. I'm like, no, keep them down. Keep them down. Totally fine. Keep them down. And then she like fucking knows. And so she's like, how's your night? And I'm like, it was actually really fucking good. And so I'm telling her that I have like a best night. This is what I did. And she was like, oh, I was actually like thinking about getting into that. And I'm like, you should. It's so empowering. Like, go get your orgasm and go get your rent paid. Like, as long as you're comfortable with him, make sure you want to. But like, please go do that for yourself, girlfriend. And then he started calling me at 10:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and your girl is asleep because she has a real job. And he ghosted me after we slept together the last time without my rent paid. So there's
you're always gonna get exit scammed.
Always.
It happens in darknet markets and sugar daddies.
Did you at least get a referral fee for the girl that you turned on to the site?
I did not. Absolutely not. But I learned a lot and went on to have 2 more semi-successful ones. But yeah, it is a lot. It's tedious.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. It works the same way I feel like everything does, where it's like you have to go, it's like camming, you have to just basically stay on for hours and wait for that 1 or 2 people to come through that throw all the money, and it sometimes doesn't happen. And then you're like, ooh, I made $15 in 5 hours. And
not a good look.
Well, yeah, but then you don't feel bad. And we literally do almost nothing different than what we were doing when we were just partying and hanging out, except for we do it on a cam. And and will bother us the whole time, I suppose. But yeah, like set up lights. Like we were already setting up lights, and like we already had a ludicrous amount of lingerie, and like
yeah,
we already had all that stuff, so it's like barely a change. But yeah, no, even still, it's tedious at best, and you have to be. Yeah, people are slicker than you. People are being slicker than you think of most of the time.
I know. But I did get my moving truck paid for, so that was really great.
Well, like that. Anytime you can get money from a white dude, it's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up for sure. And that was the other motivating factor. Like, these men are just waiting to give a young girl their money. Why can't I just go take that from them? Like, they're doing it anyways.
If you're successful at all, it's what's up.
Yeah, but I'm exhausted about it and them and the whole I can't be doing it anymore. I might. We can't say never, let's be real.
I know. It really helps is find a boy to talk to them for you, and you'll just rip through it because you don't know how to do it good. We know how to do it perfect. Like I talk for for both those girls, like do the messaging and everything, and it's so much easier for me. It's ridiculous. Like
Actually, I had someone say that they needed to do that for me, and then it turned into like, I'll be your pimp, and I'm like, okay, I don't like all of that.
it kind of is, but
Okay, well, with that, from the south to the city.
Don't be shitty.